Happening today, Governor Laura Kelly will outline her plan to reopen Kansas. Right now, the date's set for 11:59 p.m. on May 3rd. That means that some businesses could open on Monday, May 4th. Well, last week, Governor Kelly said that a date could change at today's press conference. You can watch that live on our KMBC Facebook page. It starts at 6:30 tonight. And the Johnson County, Kansas Board of Commissioners will vote today on a plan to reopen business there. KMBC News' Martin Augustine live with the story now. Martin, the current plan would extend the stay-at-home order by 1 week.
Yeah, that's right. It's a phased-in approach put together by a task force appointed by the county. And it would push that stay-at-home order back another week. But at that time, on May 11th, you'd see a lot of things starting to happen, including restaurants, such as the ones here in downtown Overland Park, could reopen their dine-in business. But even with that, there would be some restrictions. Those dining rooms in those restaurants could only operate at 50% capacity under this plan in order to maintain social distancing. But retail stores could start opening up too, again, with social distancing guidelines in place, as well as gyms, barbershops, and salons. But you see the theme here. There have to be social distancing rules being observed in all of these places. Like we said, a phased-in approach, and once one phase is successful, then you can move on to the next one. But the getting out of the gate, we'll still see a lot of this social distancing, which will be a part of these plans for several weeks to come. Reporting live in Overland Park, Martin Augustine, KMBC 9 News.
Martin, thank you very much. Well, changes are happening soon for Kansas City residents. Mayor Quinton Lucas just outlined his 10-10-10 plan for when the stay-at-home order expires on May 15th. Phase 1 allows businesses and buildings that serve the public to reopen with 10% building occupancy or 10 people allowed inside a business, whichever is larger. Sign-ins with contact information will be required for anyone who visits a business for more than 10 minutes. The mayor says this will help city leaders track coronavirus cases.
That our trackers can actually track down everyone, that we can know where an outbreak is, we can address it quickly.
Next Wednesday, May 6th, businesses that don't have much public traffic can reopen, like salons and barbershops. And Mayor Lucas says Kansas City workers also have the right to continue to work from home if possible, or to not come to work if they feel uncomfortable without being penalized. For some Kansas City businesses, though, they're already seeing problems with Mayor Lucas's 10-10-10 plan. The owner of Jasper's Italian Restaurant near 103rd and State Line Road says that 10% capacity won't cut it for them. He says they could make 50% work, and that they are all for safety precautions.
I have a lot of respect for the mayor and for the health department and what they have been doing up until this point. But now to get to the results and what they want us to do, there's no way in the world anybody can do this.
Jesper says he's had several calls from other local restaurant owners who are having the same concerns. They agree that customers should be given the option to go out to eat or not and shouldn't be restricted by the city. It's 8:37. It's important to note that 10-10-10 order only applies for people and businesses inside the city limits, not the entire metro area. Jackson County's stay-at-home order remains in effect through May 15th. The county executive's office released this statement saying that the county was not aware Kansas City was planning to change portions of its current stay-at-home order. The county plans to speak with public health officials to try and understand what led to the mayor's decision. Meanwhile, Clay and Platte counties will follow a recovery plan similar to the state of Missouri when they reopen on May 4th. And Belton businesses may start to reopen on Monday. Mayor Jeff Davis's new order follows suit with Governor Mike Parson's plan. However, the mayor's order says that each business must submit a plan outlining how it will comply with social distancing guidelines. Those plans must be dropped off at City Hall, or you can email them to backtoworkbelton@belton.org. Meanwhile, we have some new numbers this morning showing the confirmed cases of coronavirus in the Kansas City metro area. 54 new cases were just reported. Across the state of Missouri, there are more than 7,400 cases. 40% of those are in the St. Louis area. 318 Missourians have died from the virus. The state of Kansas just released reported 247 new cases. There are 3,700 cases total. 515 Kansans have been hospitalized for the virus. Nearly half are now recovering at home. 8:38 on your Thursday, and as the coronavirus pandemic continues, there are concerns about the number of cases and deaths at nursing homes. KMBC 9's Matt Evans live this morning, and Matt, what are the numbers showing?
Well, Rob, good morning. According to some new numbers compiled by KMBC9 Investigates, we now know just how many deaths, how many cases are related to outbreaks at nursing homes and long-term care facilities in several parts of the area. Like, for example, here in Jackson County, outside of Kansas City, Missouri, we know that deaths at long-term care facilities make up 46% of all the reported deaths due to COVID-19. There's 311 total cases in eastern Jackson County, and out of those, just 8% of the total cases are at long-term care facilities, but out of the county's 13 reported deaths, 6 deaths are related to outbreaks at 2 facilities, 3 deaths each at both the Parkway Senior Living Facility and at Oak Grove Nursing and Rehab. In Johnson County, Kansas, across the state line, 110 cases have been reported at long-term care facilities. 25 people have died related to those outbreaks, which accounts for more than 60% of the county's total of 40 deaths. The numbers that we have seen metro-wide follows a similar trend that we've seen all across the country that shows just how quickly this coronavirus can spread in these types of long-term care facilities and just how dangerous it is as well. Because of their populations, they are likely more susceptible to developing serious symptoms and serious complications from the virus. Live in Independence this morning, Matt Evans, KBC 9 News.
Matt, thank you. Here's a reminder of the symptoms of COVID-19 according to the CDC. The virus can bring along a fever, cough, shortness of breath, chills, muscle pain, headache, sore throat, or even a loss of taste or smell. If you have any of these symptoms, make sure you stay home and call your doctor and avoid other people.